Hey everyone, Chimera45 here. Welcome back to another review of Dragon Ball Super English dub. This time we are on episode 8. So let's get right into it. It starts off with another recap of last week, how Beerus slapped Bulma, and Vegeta got really pissed off and swears that Beerus will regret what he's done. So then we get our title screen. Goku makes an entrance, a last chance from Lord Beerus. So it starts off with Vegeta finishing his power up. You can always tell someone gets stronger when they get like an orb or a ring of light around them. And he charges Beerus and he's throwing punches as fast as he can. And once again, Beerus is just blocking everything with one hand. And then Beerus dodges as one punch from Vegeta and spins it around and nails Vegeta with a left hook. Looks like a left hook to me. And Vegeta goes spinning, but during the spin he manages to recover and bashes Beerus with a his hands clenched together and sends Beerus flying. Before Beerus can recover, Vegeta appears behind him, delivers another two-handed smackdown. Beerus goes flying towards the ocean and stops himself right before he falls in. Vegeta comes down at him again, punches at him, causes the whole area of water around them to explode. Vegeta's just going at him as hard as he can and drives him into the ground. Beerus is looking around for him and actually manages to get behind Beerus and uppercuts him, sends him flying into the air. And they're continuing to fight up in the sky above the boat. You know, typical Dragon Ball Z fashion. They're moving so fast, they're just causing little explosions in the air. And then we get the classic Vegeta. He just starts firing all his ki blasts from both hands. And Beerus is just blocking them, kind of getting annoyed. And then from out of the smoke, we see Vegeta doing a pose he hasn't done in a long time. We see him charge up his Gallic gun. He fires it at Beerus, and he thinks it'll be enough to destroy Beerus once and for all. And everyone's looking up at the huge explosion, trying to figure out what's going on. Vegeta's like, damn, I just hit him with everything I got. And it did absolutely nothing. Beerus just emerges from the smoke, and he's like, from that pathetic little display of power, you've just proven that you're no Super Saiyan God, and no arch-rival of mine. And with a little flick of his finger, he just sends Vegeta flying down to the ground, out of his Super Saiyan form. But he does say to Vegeta that it's been a long time, eons in fact, since he's had to use even 10% of his power. And that's more power than he even used against Goku, which proves, as I said at the end of my last review, that Vegeta's power did indeed surpass Goku's during this fight with Beerus right here. So Vegeta's like, oh, it's all over. There's nothing we can do to stop him from destroying the Earth. Bulma doesn't really get it because she still doesn't really understand who Beerus is. So Beerus is getting ready to destroy the Earth, and then he's like, maybe I shouldn't. Earth has a lot of food that is really good. And Bulma's like, yeah, and you've only tasted a fraction of what we have to offer. So why don't you just, give us a second chance and you can have your fill of food. So he's thinking to himself, maybe. And we cut over to the Pilaf gang doing their Pilaf gang shit, and I'm just skipping over that because, like I've said, I don't like the Pilaf gang. So we go back to the boat where Beerus is still thinking to himself about how he's going to give the Earth a second chance. What's going to be the determining factor of that. So he's scanning the crowd of the Z fighters, and he spots Oolong, and calls Oolong up onto the stage because he thinks Oolong is somehow related to Majin Buu. And I guess he's still just angry at Buu for the whole pudding thing. So he tells Oolong that the whole fate of the Earth rests on him, and all Oolong has to do is beat him in rock, paper, scissors. So first Oolong's like, I really don't want to do this. And Beerus is like, okay, I'll just destroy the Earth right now. And Gohan, Yamcha, and Krillin just pretty much push Oolong up or start pushing him towards the stage. And Oolong's like, okay. So Oolong goes up there, readies himself. Like, ready, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. And before we see the results, it cuts to the commercial. When we come back, we see that Beerus has thrown scissors, Oolong has thrown scissors. It's a tie. So Beerus is like, a pig tied with the Destroyer God? No. You must have cheated. You must have thrown your sign a second later than me. And Oolong's like, no. I would never cheat when playing against a god. And if I did cheat, why wouldn't I cheat to win? So Beerus is like, okay, second round. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Again, they both throw scissors. Get a little redundant here. Beerus is starting to get a little angry. So he's like, alright, Pig, one last shot. And before they throw their signs, Bulma's like, hey, Oolong, if you win, you can get any prize you want. I guess implying that she'll do whatever he wants her to do, although I don't think Vegeta would really like that. So then Beerus is like, okay, Pig, it's time, and does some really weird shit with his hands, and he's like, I'm not losing this round. And Oolong does this weird thing with his hand, and he's like, I'm not going to lose either, it's not going to be a tie. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Beerus has thrown rock, and Oolong, you had one job, man, you had one job. Why didn't you throw paper? The idiot throws scissors for the third time in a row. So Beerus at first is like, oh. And then he's like, oh. He gets this really weird smile on his face. And everyone starts freaking out. And Puar just goes at Oolong. And they just start having this little fight between themselves. Something we really haven't seen since Dragon Ball. Back when they were rivals. I remember those days. That was funny back then. So everyone's like, oh shit, we're all screwed now. And Beerus flies up into the air. And Whis joins him, and he's like, here you go, Lord Beerus, I have our meal ready. And Beerus is like, oh, okay. And creates a really, really large energy beam, or, energy sphere. I don't really get why he made this one so big. I guess maybe he thought the little fraction of power that he had there would be deflected by those guys, so maybe that's like 11% of his power, since Vegeta made him use 10%, maybe that Ki Blast is 11% of his power. I highly doubt it, but hey, you never know. So everyone's just looking up in shock and fear, and everyone's getting ready to bite the bullet. Beerus gets ready to throw it, and then all of a sudden, boom, Goku shows up. He first says happy birthday to Bulma, but she's like, this right now is not the time to be asking me about my birthday. And Beerus looks down, shocked at first, and then smiles, and he's like, oh, have you figured out who the Super Saiyan God is? And Goku's like, no, not yet. But I do kind of have a little idea about how maybe we can find one. So if you could just give me a little bit of time, then maybe we can make this work still. And after a few moments of contemplation, Beerus is like, alright, you got yourself a little bit of time. Vegeta asks Goku, how are you going to find this Super Saiyan God if you don't even know it exists? And Goku's like, I'm going to ask Shenron. While Vegeta and Goku are talking, Beerus and Whis are talking, and Whis is like, oh, you surprised me, my lord. I thought you were going to destroy this planet and give up on finding the Super Saiyan God. And Beerus is like, I woke up from just a 39-year nap for this shit. If it's worth it, or if I can make it worth it, I will. But this little reprieve I'm giving them is their last. So then Goku goes up to Bulma and he's like, sorry, birthday girl, but I need the Dragon Balls. And asks Goten and Trunks if they had already found it out where they were keeping them. And they're like, yeah, we found them already. And Bulma gets mad at first at Goten and Trunks, but then she's like, whatever it takes to get rid of that cat-eared freak after what he did to me. And even Goku's like, Bulma, watch the insults. This is the god of destruction here. We can't be making him mad. And Bulma just looks at Beerus and is like, wait, he's an actual god? And Beerus just looks over, and Goku looks over at them, and the episode ends right there. Yeah, so overall, this was an entertaining episode. We got some really good fighting in the beginning between Vegeta and Beerus. Vegeta actually doing the most to Beerus we've seen since Beerus has been introduced. Literally got him with like 2 or 3 hits and a Ki Blast. So he's gotten a lot more shots than anyone else has so far. So you got to give Vegeta props for that. And then we got some really good comedy in the middle with Oolong, Beerus, and all that. And Puar and Oolong having their little fight right there. And then we get the dramatic moment where we're all like, oh no, the Earth's about to be destroyed, even though we know it's not. And then boom, we get the heroic moment where Goku shows up to save the day. And it's just a roller coaster of an episode. And overall, I really enjoyed it. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. Go check out Dragon Ball Super in general. Go check out Dragon Ball in general. Like, just go check it out. It's a good show. It's a good anime, good manga. Just good overall. The original dub, I admit, is a little Not the best. You know, the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z dubs, not the best. Kind of wish they would do a Dragon Ball Kai. That would be cool. But I don't think they ever will. But anyway, overall, Dragon Ball is a very good franchise to get into, and I highly recommend it. Go check out Dragon Ball Super on whatever website that you can get to work for you. And I will see you next week for my review of episode 9. See you then.